Hellbent's on tour. We are on the East Coast right now. So that means if you live in the provinces of Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, or Quebec, we are playing shows in your province. We were just at the Rimouski yesterday at the Rimouski Underground. Tonight we're in Jonquière at Rocco Bar. And then tomorrow night we'll be in Trois Rivières at Lemon Tight. And then the following night we're in Cornwall at a bar called White Knuckles, some scary biker bar. Definitely show up for that. That's going to be a good time. And then July 10th we're going to be in Waterloo, Ontario at Revive. Definitely come out and support. Come say what's up. If there's any Bannock folks out there, come say what's up to me on the road. Every little bit helps. Come shake my hand. Let's talk. Let's get into it. Now, if you aren't already, make sure that you're subscribed on all the platforms. That's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, YouTube, anything of that sort. Make sure that you're clicking that subscribe and notification bell. And make sure you're leaving comments down below and giving this video a like. That always helps me in the long run. I think you're going to like this video, though. We'll get into that after our local Ontario shows that are happening in Ontario in the month of July. July 7th to July 9th in Ottawa, we have Sitting on the Outside, Volume 4, with a ton of bands like Moratorium, Imploders, Illusion, Puffer, Blemish, Sleep Late, and many more. Go get your tickets for that. Thursday, July 7th, in Hamilton at the Doors Pub, we have Hounds with Hostage, Moratorium, and Scabs Off. Friday, July 8th, in Ajax, we have Roticulous with Choices Made, Moratorium, and Golden Gnomes. Saturday, July 9th in Hamilton at the Doors Pub, we have Astral Witch with Ox, Sun Below, and Old Ceremonies. Wednesday, July 13th in Ottawa at the Brass Monkey, we have Falsifier with Born Anew, Salt Wound, Soul Thief, and Nihilist. Damn It Goldie are playing a bunch of shows this summer. Definitely go check them out when they're in your city. They're playing all over Ontario. Make sure you go check them out when they're in your city. Get to know them. Grab a shirt or something. Friday, July 15th in Toronto at Hard Luck, we have Raider with Detherius, Stench of Death, and Gland. In Ajax that night, however, at Roticulous, we have Badger Milk, Loose Teeth, Constrain, and Doom Whale. In Oshawa that night at the Atria, we have Choices Made, Cross Dog, Poison Fountains, and Mad Murdoch. Saturday, July 16th in Toronto at the Bovine, we have Choices Made, Hounds, Cross Dog, and Gold Gnomes. Thursday, July 21st in St Catharines at the Warehouse, we have No Orphans with Sunnyside, Wish Ender, Ocular Trauma, and Cohesion. That's going to be a killer show. Definitely come out to that. That's going to be bananas. Saturday, July 23rd in London at the Dome, we have Strange Ways with Reality Denied and Evil Vision. Wednesday, July 27th in Mississauga with Botfly coming all the way from Nova Scotia with playing with Strange Limbs, Quiet Earth, and Spook the Beast, and that's at St. Louis Bar and Grill. Thursday, July 28th in St. Catharines at the Warehouse, we have Well and Wasted with The Holdouts, Deck Pissed, and New Union. That's going to be an awesome time. That's a Bandecdotes show right there, so definitely come out to that. It's going to be a good one. Saturday, July 30th in Toronto at the Rock Pile, we have Get the Shot with Enemy of God, Born Without Hope, Offside, Twin Rivals, and Hostage. And then, of course, September 9th and 10th in Mississauga at the Hansa House, we have Damage Control and Soulless Music Promotions presents Hold Your Ground Fest 22 with Never Ending Game, Mind Force, Pain of Truth, Dare, Momentum, Gridiron, Cohesion, Cold Shoulder, Endgame, and many, 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 many more. Go get your tickets at holdyourgroundfest.com. Lots of cool shows happening in Ontario. So if you hear a show happening in your area, go out and support. Lots of bands are putting it out there now that the break is stopped and we're kind of getting all the rust off our joints there, and we're making it work. Yeah, for sure. Now, this episode of Bandecdotes is a little bit different. This is a green room session episode that we did at the Warehouse. Shoutouts to Eric Dixon in the Warehouse. They're a event concert hall, so if you have any event happening and you needed a space or something, definitely reach out to Warehouse and they will make something happen. It doesn't just need to be a show. If you need a space, it is there for you. They've got a stage. We can make it work. If you want to just throw a karaoke night, definitely hit up Warehouse. But we got to do a really cool green room session with Filip Andersen of Hexis, and they came all the way from Copenhagen, Denmark, and I was so glad that I got to sit down and speak with them. It's a pretty quick one, just because there's lots of things going on. Sound check was just about to happen, and we were taking up the green room from the other band, so we were just trying to make it work, and it's great. Let me know what you guys think of this. This is a different kind of episode. You might see a little bit more of these now that we have more shows happening and more artists coming St. Catharines. Cool. Yeah, let's jump into it, guys. Welcome back, Bannock folks. You're tuning into a very special episode of Bandecdotes, podcast that holds it down for the underground sound. We're doing a bit of a green room session. This is the first time we're doing this. This is really exciting. I have Filip here of Hexis.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm good. This tour have been really fucking sick. Like way better than I expected to be. So yeah. I'm feeling very happy.
That's great. Now you folks have been on a tour for quite a long. You're doing a whole month-long tour in June of all of Canada.
Yeah.
How crazy is that? You guys started off in Vancouver and you're gonna finish in Halifax.
Actually, Halifax is not the last stop. We're gonna finish in St. John's.
Oh, St. John's.
Yeah. So Matt was driving us. He have been driving us like all the way from Vancouver Island.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna drop us off in Halifax, and then we're gonna fly to St. John's after.
Oh, so that's exciting.
Yeah. So yeah, it's have been really fun cool so far.
Is this your first time in Canada?
No, like back in 2014, then we did a full US tour, where on that one we were playing 3 shows in Canada, like Vancouver, Calgary, and Winnipeg. But this is like our first time being in Ontario and playing all these other places.
Spending the most time here.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You guys are working really hard at what you're doing, that's for sure. And you guys just put out a brand new full length, right?
It will be out end of August. So
it's not out yet?
Nah, so we released the 3 singles so far.
Right on.
And there's going to be a 4th one in a couple of weeks. So yeah, this is... When we planned this tour, it was kind of supposed to be the album tour or whatever over here in Canada. But, COVID and all this stuff postponed everything. So it's kind of like, okay, we can postpone this tour to make it work better for the album release, but it was also like, maybe we're gonna postpone this tour and then it's just gonna be cancelled. So it's like, okay, now there is a tour, let's do it even if there's no new album yet.
Cool. That sounds like a plan, right?
Yeah.
Now, how long has Hexis been a band for?
12 years, but I'm the only person that's been in the band since the beginning.
Okay, so you're like the creative drive behind the band?
Yeah, I guess you can say so.
Yeah. So. And then the other guys, like you've had Luca in the band for quite a while, right?
Yeah, so Luca, I've been in the band for 5.5 years now.
Okay.
And it's actually only me and him that's like permanent members. Like Gert and Kenzo, which is on this tour, they're filling in on this tour. Like it's the first time Kenzo is doing a tour with us, and Gert have done some touring with us a couple of years back. So
right on. Was there any creative direction that you wanted to go with this new record, or was it just whatever sounds good, or how did you approach writing this new record?
It's a good question. I mean, I think when we started to write it, we didn't really know exactly what we wanted, but we literally ended up writing music for 2 albums, and then we just cut it down to 1. So we wrote like 25 songs, and then we've cut it down to 12, just to make sure that we really could pick and choose like what will be a good record for us.
So who, so I'm sorry, their names are slipping right, man. If your drummer and guitarist are just hired for tours, who do you have playing on the record?
So on the record, it was of course me on vocals, then Luca on bass, then a guy called Dalle he lives in Denmark, like I do as well. He wrote this whole new record with us.
Oh, really?
And then on drums, we have a guy called Felix. He's from Germany. So like when we wrote the whole record, we were writing everything on a computer. And then the months before going into the studio to record it, we all met up to like jam out the songs a lot of times to kind of give it a more, what will we call it, human feeling to it.
Sure.
Yeah. So like the guy Felix, you know, I've been knowing him for like, did some touring with us all the way back in 2014. And then, yeah, we needed a drummer, and then we decided to ask if he wanted to record the album.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah.
Was it always a goal to tour Canada? Like, because you only did the 3 shows before. Did that just leave him wanting more to come to Canada?
I mean, the reason why we ended up playing Canada 8 years ago, that was, you know, we toured with a band called Primitive Man.
That's right.
Yeah. And,
huge band.
Yeah, like back then they were like a pretty new band. They have only been around for a couple of years, but yeah, now they're like a huge name. But back then, you know, it was the singer of Primitive Man. He booked the tour, and actually, when I'm thinking back at that tour, the Canadian shows were actually better than the US shows.
Really?
I think so. Yeah, I remember like the shows being more well visited than a lot of the US shows. So I was kind of like, okay, it was a nice experience playing over here. And then a few years after that, I saw that Ken Mode and Full of Hell did a full Canadian tour.
Wow.
And also saw a couple of other bands doing it. So that just made me think like, oh, maybe we should try to do that, you know. I mean, I have to say, like, we had a lot of bad experience in the US.
Really?
I mean, we also had some good shows, but
Sure.
like, we played a lot of shows over there, which, yeah, I don't know, not too many people showed up.
Okay.
And with Canada, it have just been like the complete opposite. Like,
Really?
We had like, on this tour, we had like way better turnouts than what I will have hoped for. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we are just lucky, or I don't know. Like, but Canada have been like a really nice experience for us.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, what has it been like growing up in Copenhagen? Now, as a Canadian, typically Copenhagen, at least in Canada, is kind of known as like a party destination, tourist destination. What was it like growing up there and actually finding yourself getting into like metal?
I actually live 1 hour from Copenhagen.
Oh, okay.
So,
Sure.
But I mean, even if I live 1 hour from Copenhagen, I've been spending a lot of time there. Like, since I was a kid, I started to go to shows there. But I think, I mean, that if you like to party, Copenhagen is definitely the perfect city to spend your time in.
Yeah.
Like, you know, what I notice over in Canada is like a lot of I mean, pretty much every place closes down pretty early.
Yeah.
Like in Copenhagen, you can literally party until, you know, a lot of places closes maybe 5 in the morning. But then when these places close, like new places are opening, so you can continue to party.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny.
So like I would say, like, you know, even after traveling the whole world, like, still, I mean, if I want to party, probably my favorite place is still Copenhagen.
Still Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. They only get a couple hours of darkness, right?
In
Is that
Denmark?
yeah.
No, it's kind of like over.
Oh,
there.
it's
Yeah.
oh, okay. I'm completely wrong.
I think you're thinking about Iceland, maybe.
It must be, yeah.
Over in Iceland, you know, it depends what time of the year, but sometimes of the year there's just like only light a couple of hours a day.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So.
Where's the furthest you folks have played from home?
New Zealand, I think.
New Zealand?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. What happened in New Zealand?
I mean, we had some really sick shows over there. Like, definitely also one of my favorite countries to play in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, I remember like going home from there on the latest tour we did. We played the last show on the 22 December.
Yeah.
And it took me 36 hours to get home.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy
so I
shit.
arrived home just for Christmas, and I was so fucking destroyed after not sleeping for 1.5 days.
Yeah, I guess, eh? Wow.
But yeah,
That's
New Zealand is super sick. As soon as this album is out, which is in a couple of months, then we really gonna start to dig into options to go back there again.
That's super cool.
So,
now, how did you get into metal growing up?
I think like my father have always been listening to like bands like. I mean, his favorite band is actually Black Sabbath. So,
Oh yeah, nice.
So I guess like since I was a kid, you know, he was listening to all these vinyls and all this stuff, and then I remember like when I was a teenager, I saw a Marilyn Manson music video, and that made like a huge impression on me.
Yeah.
And then from there on, you know, I started to dig into Slipknot, Korn, all these bands. After a couple of years, I stumbled upon a couple of metalcore and hardcore bands, and from there on, the snowball were just rolling, I guess.
That's cool. And then how did Hexis form?
It was actually, so I had another band before that one,
Okay.
which you know, it was just like a band in my small hometown, nothing really serious, and that band kind of broke up. And right before the band broke up, we actually just got a new drummer in the band. So it was kind of like that band broke up, and me and that new drummer in that band, we wanted to start something new. And he knew a guitarist, I knew a bass player, and then, you know, everything was pretty natural. And then, yeah, we started that band, and everything was kind of natural, I guess. Like the more the years went on, I wanted to do it even more, I guess, like do more and more touring, and some labels wanted to release some of our music on vinyl, and that also made me quite excited, I guess.
Yeah, that's super stoked. You've been going at it for 12 years.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. We could probably jump into some Bandecdotes right now, though. So what are some of the wildest stories you have from being in Hexis, whether it's on the road, in the studio, or anything in between?
The one time I almost died. Well, we played a concert.
Jesus. Yeah, do tell.
Okay, so actually a second European tour, we were playing in Serbia. And back then, you know, I was drinking a lot when we were touring.
Sure.
So right before we played, I was drinking a half bottle of vodka.
Yeah.
And I got pretty drunk, and we played this venue where there was this chain going from the stage to the top of the roof.
Okay.
Like 3-4 meters up. And in the middle of the set, because I was quite drunk, I decided it was a good idea to crawl all the way to the top and hang upside down while I was screaming.
Yeah.
And the whole chain broke.
Uh-oh.
So I flew down, first smashed through a whole table, and hit the ground like this. So I blacked out for like, I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, the whole concert stopped, and the other guy thought I was dead.
Holy
so I was
shit.
just laying there apparently for 20 minutes with the white out of my eyes. And
Whoa.
we were in Serbia, and everybody were drunk, so nobody of us could really drive to the hospital. So,
Oh my God.
And everybody also told me like going to the hospital in Serbia is a really bad idea. So
Why is that?
you know, it's a very poor country,
Okay.
and I think the hospitals over there is maybe not working as well as
Sure.
some of the more rich countries
Yeah.
in Europe. So I woke up the next day, and we drove to the hospital, and you know, from that thing that happened, I got a fractured skull.
Wow, you fractured your
Yeah,
skull.
yeah.
Holy shit.
So I ended up spending, I think, a week at that hospital where
Oh my God.
it was fucking horrible. I remember like watching Richie Rich in Hungarian and stuff like that on the TV.
That's
That was-
crazy.
Yeah, and eating a lot of food I didn't like at all. But so the thing was like, you know, I had an insurance, so they were kind of like, okay, stay down there. We're gonna come and pick you up and get you back to Denmark and all that kind of stuff. But then because I had been drinking alcohol, then they didn't want to do anything.
Really?
Yeah, so literally my father and another guy from my family, they drove 24 hours from Denmark to Hungary, picked me up and got me back home again.
Wow.
And then I spent, I think, another 3 weeks in bed. And
Yeah.
also, you know, when you have a fractured skull, you cannot really watch TV or anything.
You can't look at screens.
Yeah, and then I remember my doctor told me I have to be in bed for 1 month. And that exactly months when that was over, we had a new show booked. So like my first day out of bed, the other guys picked me up and we drove to Sweden to play a show.
Holy shit, dude. That's some
That was it.
dedication.
Yeah, I mean, I remember that show was very tough to play, like after spending a whole month in bed. But
Yeah.
at the same time, you know, at that point, okay, it's a month now, you're allowed to leave bed. So it's okay, I can play now, I guess.
Wow. Did you have to get like stitches for that, or?
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember, but yeah, it's a long time ago. But
Yeah.
but yeah, that was pretty crazy.
When was that?
That was in 2011.
Oh, okay, so quite a while now.
Yeah, like before that tour, we had done like a small 5 days around Scandinavia, but that was like the first real European tour we did.
Damn.
So
Fractured your skull.
yeah, I mean, I'm kind of you know, I've been through a lot of crazy stuff. I guess I should be happy that I still can talk and walk, and my body is functioning, I guess.
As long as it's functioning,
Yeah.
right? Now, actually, I wanted to share Bandecdotes with the audience on how we initially met each other, like the first time we met. Now, of course, it's no secret that the bassist of my band, Hellbent, Matt Breezy, he's driving you guys all over Canada for this tour, and you know, I was completely by myself on Saturday night. I was just enjoying a nice fire by myself, and I randomly just hit Matt up and just kind of said like, how's day 18? Because you guys have been at it for so long. And he was just like, it's kind of rough. We're playing Hamilton. And then, I had a couple beers and I'm like, oh, do you guys have you have somewhere to stay tonight? And he's like, no, actually we don't. And I was like, okay, well, you guys can stay at my place. I got some bunk beds. I got some couches. We could totally make this work. And then he's like, oh, cool. That's awesome. You just might know that we're going to probably be heading out at like last call, 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like, that's fine. That should be good. A couple hours went by. I was still talking to him, and the drinks had hit me pretty hard at this point. So I was like, I think I need to rest my eyes. I said, Breezy, I'm going to set an alarm, but call me relentlessly when you get to my house. I will definitely 100% let you in. So I went downstairs and I passed out, and I slept through like 11 alarms or something like that. Breezy had called me quite a few times.
I mean, I remember when we got there, I think like it was just like a few minutes before your alarm was supposed. So I think it was still okay. You were still waking up on time.
I was really dazed out, but I woke up and you guys were showing up, and I greeted you folks outside, and I let you guys come in, and then my dog was losing his mind. I have a small Chihuahua, and of course woke up my wife. My wife is like, "What is happening? Who is coming over?" And I didn't tell my wife at all that you guys were staying over.
Yeah, thanks for letting us stay.
Yeah, no worries. So she was a little ticked off at first when I woke her up, but then once I explained the situation to her and that you guys had nowhere to go, she was more than okay than having you guys. But yeah, being woken up to like 4 or 5 guys that she had never met in her entire life just walking into the house, it was quite crazy. So what other stories do you have from being in Hexis? What other crazy stuff do you have cooked up?
I'm trying to think. Okay, another story that's coming to my mind. So we did this tour we were in Asia for 2 months.
Where, sorry?
Asia, around Asia.
Oh, cool.
We literally spent 1 month only in Indonesia.
Nice.
And we took 25 flights in these.
Really?
Yeah, and like probably the longest of the flights we were supposed to take was one day we had to fly for like 20 hours.
Wow.
And that exact day before, I was stupid to get drunk as fuck and I missed my flight.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so the other guys ended up playing a show without me, and I woke up some random place in town and didn't know where I was, and I had to just get as fast as I could into the airport, and that was a horrible one.
Now, you've toured Asia like completely DIY on your dime, eh?
Yeah.
That must be insane. So is there any other stories you got from touring and playing some of that like heavy metal stuff in those Asian countries?
I'm trying to think. I mean, just in general, like I would say, like Asia and especially Indonesia was super crazy. Like some of these cities we played over there. Like I remember we played like a small city on a Monday night. This some kind of outdoor area, and like 500 kids shows up.
Really? That's insane. Have you played Japan before?
Yeah, we did that 2 times before.
How was that?
It was really cool. I would say the first time was probably better than the second time. I feel like with the first show we did over there, everything was a little better planned, maybe. Like we had like when we did the first tour, we had like a Japanese release, and the tour was more spread out around the country. Where the second thing we got, the second tour we did over there, was booked with a little more of a short notice. So it ended up being like a lot of shows in the same cities. Like we played, I think maybe 5 shows in Tokyo.
Oh, okay.
Which is a little too much, I think it's better maybe to play less shows in the same city, so you have like more people coming out. So, but it's still cool. I mean, like obviously the nice thing about playing 5 shows in the same town is that you have a lot of time to chill and see the city. So, in that sense, it was cool. But yeah, like Japan was really cool, and we also another country we have been doing, which have been really nice to us, have been Taiwan. We went there 2 times.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that has also been super nice, and Philippines, and I think like actually like I would say most of Asia have been really good to us.
The Philippines, that would have been a cool time.
Yeah,
I work with a lot of Filipinos. So.
Okay, yeah, but yeah, also like the shows over there, especially Manila was.
Really?
Yeah, that was really fucking cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
I remember that show was like probably one of the best merch sales we ever had. We sold so fucking much merch over there.
Damn.
Which we didn't really expect. It's like it's not a super rich country, so.
Right.
But I remember people bought shit lot of stuff over there.
Hey, that's always good.
Yeah, that was super nice.
Do you have any pre-show rituals?
Not really. I mean, I actually stopped drinking alcohol now, but usually it was like for me, like before I played a show, like smash a lot of beers and then just play. And now I don't know. I'm just like sitting and selling merch until they're playing, and then I I play, and then it's cool.
So nothing. What about Luca? Does Luca have any pre-show rituals?
Nah, not really. I think he's just drinking a couple of beers.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just making sure the equipment's tuned and everything like that.
He actually now we have like a new live setup with a lot of new light stuff and stuff like that. So now we have a lot more responsibility for making all that working.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What's your go-to gas station snack when you're on the road? Let's narrow it down to Canada because you guys have played everywhere. On this tour specifically, what have been your go-to grab? What have you been getting at the gas stations?
So something I've been very excited about. I always really liked Mountain Dew, and over here you have a lot of different variants.
That's right.
So like every time when I'm going there, like to take an example, like I think I've tried all of them now, but then the other day I was at a gas station and I found one I haven't seen the other places. So just like Mountain Dew most of the time, and if there's a new variant, then I want to try that one.
Did you try the Flaming Hot Mountain Dew yet?
Not that one, but I think
you to try
Matt. I think it was Matt told me that you had. Yeah, I had it. Yeah. So yeah, if I can find it, then
I'm gonna try and score one for you so you can have one tonight.
Yeah, okay, sure.
We'll try and get the footage of it too.
Yeah, nice.
What we got?
Don't worry.
We're stuck and stayed at Yarmouth.
Yo, Philip.
Is that mask still in there? Yeah, I need to pick that up.
Maybe put it in the.
Oh, wait. Even cooler. I got you the flaming hot.
Okay, yeah, I want to try that one later.
All right, we'll get you. We'll get a reaction of him drinking that. Is it awesome?
You think I'm gonna like it?
Yeah.
Let's see. Where did you buy this one?
I just at the gas station. Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad, eh? It's got a little bit of a.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But I think like my favorite one is probably the blue one. I think it was.
Oh
nice.
yeah. Baja Blast.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
No, I can't remember. But also, that one that you have made together with Taco Bell is nice.
Yeah.
Baja Blast one.
Yeah. Now, let's say Hexis is at the level of Metallica. You guys are selling out arenas. You guys are doing massive numbers.
Yeah.
What is in the green room waiting for you? What's on the rider? You have an unlimited budget. It's your rock star dream rider. What would be there?
Shitload of Taco Bell.
Yeah. And Baja Blast, right?
Yeah.
You gotta have
I fucking love Taco Bell. I'm so happy about them seeing it everywhere.
Did you have Taco Bell at home?
Not in Denmark, no. Like that, I think like in Europe it exists in Spain, the UK, and there's maybe 2 in Germany and 1 in another country.
There's only 2 in Germany?
Yeah, maybe 3. I mean, I haven't checked for a couple of years, but
Sure.
I remember like before the pandemic, I looked it up and I could only see 3 in all of Germany.
Now, someone who's toured a lot and someone who I can assume likes Taco Bell, is there a significant difference from the different countries that you've had Taco Bell in?
I think it tastes kind of the same. I mean, what I actually heard from a guy I know who lives at Iceland, he said that it's very different over there, but I haven't tried it there, so I don't really know what the difference is between the two.
Yeah, is there a Taco Bell in Japan? Have you had one in Japan?
Nah, I don't think so.
No,
like, I think like of all places I've tried Taco Bell, like here,
Yeah.
the US, Spain, and the UK. That's kind of like the places.
Cool.
So-
All right, so I've only got one more question for you, but it's a big one. I need you to list off your top 5 favorite bands of all time. If you can't give me 5, you can give me 3. If you can't give me your favorite bands, you can give me the bands that you're listening to right now.
Okay, number 1, 9 Inch Nails maybe.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah.
Trent Reznor.
Yeah, I think he's probably my biggest idol in the whole world.
Yeah, he's super cool.
And Celeste as well. I can't really decide like Celeste and 9 Inch Nails and the top one.
Sure.
And what else? I'm trying to think. Also a band I'm super stoked on at the moment is a band called Ofen.
Ofen?
Yeah, it's like some kind of, I mean, the 2 singers used to play in a band called Strangled.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, what's it called, like maybe modern metalcore, but
Nice.
with some slam elements as well.
There you go.
And what else? What else can I come up with? I also want to say Marilyn Manson, but at the same time, all these stories going on around him.
Right.
Yeah. But musically, I mean, it had like a big impact on my life. for
Huge
sure.
influence,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
And what else? I'm trying to think. Lil Peep.
Lil Peep.
Yeah, he have actually for the last 3 years on my Spotify, he have been the most played artist. actually.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love all this SoundCloud rap. That's
Right.
definitely my thing. So,
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Now, I know you're only about halfway through this tour, but has there been any Canadian bands that stuck out with you that you've been playing with, that you got to play with?
Yeah, so when we played in Vancouver, we played with this sludge doom band called, I think, Heron or something like that.
Okay.
It was like super heavy stuff. Like the vocals reminded me a little of the band Carnate, which is also
Cool.
a band I love. And then, yeah, just super heavy stuff without being, I would say, like, I kind of feel like with the whole doom sludge genre there, I mean, the majority of it I don't like at all. I wanted, for me to like it, it just have to be super fucking heavy and evil.
Nice.
And that band had that thing going on, so
Cool.
it maybe I want to say it reminded me a little of Thou, which is actually also a band I want to put into my top
There you
5
go,
list.
there you go.
I don't know why I forgot about that band, but yeah, like very, very heavy stuff. So
Cool. Right on. Well, I think you're in for a treat tonight with all the local bands that are playing, with Deciphering the Pale, Temple of Night, Kothra. Have you seen Trauma Model yet, or is this the first night with them?
I think it's the first. Is that the Mush band that's playing?
Yeah.
Matt told me some good things about these guys.
They're super heavy, so hopefully you'll enjoy that. Do you want to roll out all the social medias and let everyone know where to go to check out Hexis?
We on Facebook, Spotify, Bandcamp. We have our website, hexisband.net, I think it is. And
Cool. And do you have anything else you want to give a plug or shout outs to?
We have a new album coming out soon, so listening to that one when it's out.
Cool. Well, you heard it there. Awesome, folks. Take it easy, guys.
Thank you.